TC, Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are getting into the journey is the destination. The obstacle is the way, okay? The lesson is the path. The journey is your destiny. Are you hearing me yet? The journey is your destiny. The path that you're on presently, currently, right now, is the path that you're meant to be on. You're learning lessons. You're supposed to learn specific lessons. You might feel like, oh, I'm going through this, I'm going through this, I'm doing this, I'm going through this, I'm going through this. That is a part of the journey. That is the destination. You're supposed to learn these lessons because those are teaching you ways of how to live, which is your lifestyle, the style of life that you are living. So we're going to get into a multitude of things, and we're going to connect this also with the now. The journey is the now, okay? So this is also interconnected with the power of now, which I will do a video on the now and the power of now. But just to preface this, guys, the past, okay? The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist, okay? You only say that it's in the past or in the future based on the tense that you are. What tense are you living? How are you living? Are you living in the present tense? Are you living in the happening? Or has it happened? Are you always going back to, oh, this happened? Or are you going into what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Or are you in the happening, which is therefore revising the past. It's revising the past and it's revising the future, and you're going to continuously have good memories, good futures when you're in the now, because the now makes up all three of those, okay? What you think the past, present, and future are. The now is this, okay? The now is the present of the present. The now is the present of the present, okay? Now, the past has already happened, okay? And when it was happening, it was in the happening, it was in the now, it was in the present tense, okay? So when you thought, or when you've cultivated memories and your associations with the memories, okay, how you've identified the association with the memories, which is really every time you tell the story of your memories, you tell it a little bit differently, okay? Just like the same with how you revise your future, how you continuously start to rewrite your future. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. It's the same type of concept, okay? The now, when it was the past happening, it was the now. And the future, when it does arrive, it will what? Arrive right in the now. So the key is the now. The key is the journey. You're on the journey right now. You're on the hero's journey. You are the hero. You are the ready player one. You are player one, character one. You are the one, okay? The journey is your destination. So instead of always thinking, like, oh, what's my destiny? What is my purpose? What is my destination? Where am I supposed to end at? What type of reality or experience or existence or environment am I going to reside in? What is my destiny? My destination, my destiny nation. What nation am I going to hold? Okay. Your body is the temple. That's the nation that you're, and you have what? 11 nations. The woman has 11 nations. Okay. That's 12 nations. The only one that's different is the reproductive system, which is the bodily temple, the divine bodily temple. Now, most people want to experience the destination with no real journey taken. They want the end product. They want the outcome, but they don't want what it takes to get the outcome. They want a fit body, but they don't want to build a nutritional lifestyle, count their macros, do cardio, lift weights, train just for health, train just for nutrition, eat just for nutrition, meal prep, nutritional lifestyles, fast. They don't want to do breath work. They don't want to meditate. They don't want to do their affirmations, but somehow they still want to have a positive mindset when society will constantly, put negative things into their they'll project negative things into their experience if they allow it. See, the people like us don't allow it, okay? The people like us don't allow it. I don't even allow negativity in my life, okay? I have strong walls, strong boundaries specifically for only allowing specific things in, okay? Most people want to experience the destination with no real journey taken. This screams arrogance, entitlement, okay? Instead, our tribe recognizes this. They want the car but don't want to do what it takes to get the car. They want the house but don't want to take what it gets to get the house. They want the materials. They want the Birkin bag. They want the Louis Vuitton purse. They want the idea of richness. They want the idea of rareness. They want the idea of being ripped. They like the idea. You like the idea of a boat, okay? Most do not want to do what it takes to get the boat, okay? To get the Louis bag, Okay. And then we're also going to cultivate this in, in a video as well, but it's not about the money that it takes to get the Birkin bag or to get the Louis Vuitton purse. The whole cultivation of this is how much time did you take to make that money that bought that purse. They want you to be obsessed with money, but time, the chi that went into, so the amount of energy that it took to cultivate that time to make that money, that is truly what it is. It's your focus. It's your attention. Your attention goes into your energy. Your focus goes into your attention. Okay? What you pay attention to, what you focus on. The journey is the destiny. The journey is your destiny. The obstacle is the way. The lesson is the path. So most think that the lesson is the future. Most think that the destination is the future. Most think that the way is the future. So they think the lesson is going to come in the future. They don't think that they're learning a lesson right now. They think that the destination's in the future. They don't think that the destination is the journey right now that they're on, or the path that they're on is teaching them lessons, is helping them grow, is helping them become wiser, is growing them. So then, like, literally a lot of my stuff, like recently, I would say like within the last year, have all been spiritual, mental, and emotional lessons. They have been stoic lessons. They have been lessons of adulthood. They've been lessons of masculinity. They've been lessons of femininity. They've been lessons of, developing true consistency, discipline, like stronger, more willing, large lessons, like very large lessons, okay? The way is the future. A lot of people think that the way is the future. This is the way. This is the way. For all my Mandalorians out there, this is the way. The journey is the way. The now is the way. The action that you're taking is active. The action is active. The action is now. The happening is in the happening, okay? Now, this gets very misconstrued, but this reinstitutes time is not linear. The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist, like we were already talking about. There's no past, no future, only now. And you can overlook this very quickly if you're not meditating momentarily, moment by moment, on that this now is the only thing that exists. This now is the only thing that exists. This now is the only thing that exists. And all the movies that you watch, all the music that you listen to, everything that it's going to perpetuate a cycle of time. It's going to perpetuate a cycle, but time really does not exist. I know that some people might have a difficult time digesting this, receiving this. It's not necessarily for you. This is just because this is my life's purpose, okay? You are the teacher and also the student of your holistic self-improvement and self-acceptance journey. Your self-actualization, your self-realizations are taught by you. You realize these things by self. You actualize these things by yourself. And you must realize these things that once you start taking more accountability for your life, you take more individuality and aboriginality, originality, authenticity, autonomy in your life, being autonomous, living your path. Okay, nobody can write your path for you. As much as you either want someone to write your path for you, as much as they want to write their path for you, you still have to be the one who walks the path. They cannot provoke the thoughts that you think. They cannot promote the emotions that you feel, the feelings that you feel. Only you can do that. Now, they can try to manipulate you. They can try to gaslight you. They could try to psychologically, tune you a specific way, humanly condition you a certain way, unhumanely. They could try to program you. They could try to unprogram you, reprogram you. But ultimately, how you can cultivate your own programming is how you're going to develop and build yourself and how you're going to actualize yourself. You give yourself obstacles every day. Like I said, you are the teacher, you are the student of your holistic improvement acceptance journey of self. You give yourself obstacles every day, which gives you a way or the way to learn and study, just like a student does, okay? You are a student of life, even the monks, okay? Being mindful, being observant, being neutral, and being kind, okay? Which includes compassionate and empathy, which is the love action of love, which is the love action of love, okay? It's the action of love, which is compassion, okay? Which is, being there for people who might not even be there for themselves, like loving people, caring for people, regardless of people who don't care for themselves. Your purpose is to continuously elevate now, not the future, not the past, but now. Your purpose is to continually elevate the now. So you just continuously get better now, in the now, okay? It is about perspective. It is about perception. It is about revision, reframing. This is interconnected with revision, reframing, self-fulfilling prophecy, law of assumption, self-concept, okay, law of attraction, which there's over 400 verses in the Bible of all of these things. Check out these videos in the description. I'll leave them there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. The journey is the destiny. The obstacle is the way. The lesson is the path. Life is a Spartan race. You give yourself walls. And here's a big thing too. I was literally searching this about, it was what? Socrates, wall quote. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. I would even say you could revise this a little bit. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep yourself out, okay, or to keep other people out, but to see who cares enough to be within them. Who cares enough to be within them? How you care for yourself internally. You could revise this and reword this a multitude of ways spiritually and really receive a proper, discipline. 11:11. Internalize is eternalized, okay? Internalize positive feelings, emotions, thoughts, habits, actions, and construct it. Most people internalize and therefore eternalize or keep perpetuating the same cycle over and over of negative feelings, of emotions, thoughts, habits, actions, and generally construct that habitually, okay? So for instance, this is where Stoicism internalized, which is also Stoicism, responding, not reacting, okay, which is why they have it as reactions on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like this. But Stoicism is important with this being stoic regardless of if people are projecting or gaslighting negative feelings, emotions, thoughts, habits, actions, behaving, how they're negatively behaving. So you must internalize, guys, it's cultivating positive internal feelings, emotions, thoughts, habits, actions, and constructing this habitually through discipline, creating disciplines, creating organization, creating schedules, creating things that will internalize positive stoicism. Now, for example, you're hiking Half Dome, 18 and a half miles, and the whole time you're going up with people saying, I can't wait until this is over. I can't wait until this is done. Or like you show up somewhere and they're like, oh, I just can't wait until this is done. They're perpetuating that cycle over and over, specifically if that is habitually constructed in their brains. And so ultimately, all along the journey is complaining. The journey is complaining. You see what all along the journey is complaining to them. So when the time is here to be done and over, they will have a complaint still, because this is their inherent vibration in the cycle that they're perpetuating, how they're conceptualizing and perpetuating that cycle of self, that sense of self. In an alternative world version, an example, you're climbing Half Dome, 18.5 miles, and the whole time you're on the journey and people respond, I'm grateful, I got another mile, I'm grateful for this view, I'm grateful for the people that I'm with, I'm grateful that I get to do this, not many people get to do this, wow, this is beautiful, I'm grateful I get to breathe fresh air, I'm grateful for this route, I'm grateful for, these views, When the time is here and everything is done and over, this person, when it's over, will still continuously be grateful and respond gratefully and not be filled with complaint, because the journey is the destiny. The journey is the destination. Okay, so ultimately, as you are cultivating that destination, they're in that destination of gratitude. Okay, so living in the end of the wish fulfilled is also what? It is telling you to be living in the end of the wish fulfilled, which is Neville Goddard, okay? The law of assumption is saying the journey is the destination, which means that if you live in the end as the destination, as the journey is, so you live as if you are already crowned. You live as if you are already amazing. You live as if you are powerful. You live as if you are, substantial. And as living by this, that is ultimately how you cultivate it. The person will continue to respond gratefully and not with complaint, because the journey is the destination. When you have an obstacle course in the way, this is the way. The lessons you learn while on the obstacle course of life teaches you things that will help you evolve and allow you to get to know yourself better. Who do you believe that you are? It will self-perpetuate the cycle of who you believe you think you are. And then as you start to believe who you think you are, and the true belief is in that self-concept, you will perpetuate that self-concept. Now, what you create to happen is in the happening, okay? So how you are creating things, the cause and effect, the law of cause and effect. What tense do you live in? Do you live in the present tense? Do you speak in the present tense? Do you think in the present tense? Do you have emotions in the present tense? Do you live in the present tense? Or are you in the past? Or are you in the future? Okay? And that goes with feelings, thoughts, emotions, behavior, all these things. These lessons are the lessons that we have to learn to grow into the person that we admire today. And we will continuously admire the person today regardless, okay? Regardless of whatever the emotion is. So even if someone's negative, they will somehow perpetuate that cycle where they'll be admiring that negative in the present because they had been creating what had been up to that moment. Now, it's the same thing with positivity, which is what our tribe is cultivating. I have realized something since I've launched my business. Most people do not show up for themselves. And if they do not show up for themselves, they cannot show up for others because they can only lose themselves in others because there is only no sense of self to show up with. Okay. Now, with revision, this is the positive way of saying it. Rare people do show up for themselves. And if they do show up for themselves, they can show up for others. And because they can, and they only win themselves in others because there is only sense of self to show up with. So when you show up for yourself, when you show up and are authentic, you have accountability, you have discipline, you have self-discipline, you show up as the person you are, living from the call of conscience, from the call of action. As you live that every single day, somebody can depend upon you. And then not only that, but every time you will win in those moments. You might not be able to see what I'm saying, but I'm saying that you win others. Like you win yourself through others because you showed up for yourself beforehand. But when you don't show up for yourself, you not only don't show up for yourself, but you continuously lose yourself because you try to find validation and attention in others, your sense of self in others. That's what I'm saying. With revision, say the positive. Revise your journey, revise your destiny. Revise your journey and destiny. So start to revise. What is the past? I used to be a drug addict. Well, honestly, that just made me, become sober quicker, which made me smarter, which made me not get Alzheimer's, which made me not fat, which made me, respect my brain, respect my body. And then because I respected my body, now we're getting more into positive. Then I started then I could do biohacking and I can heal myself with breath work. Okay, now let's get the spirituality aspects of this. It does say be sober-minded in the Bible, so I'll cultivate that, and then I'll start to revise my belief systems that maybe everything negatively, has actually helped me positively, Psalms 119. Then I start to cultivate a lot of these different new perceptions and perspectives, which is kind of like putting on a new self and a new mind. So then I actually start to heal timelines and lifetimes and parallel realities and metaphysical quantum jumping and quantum leaping realities because I revised the past and I've revised the future and I'm living in the now and I'm cultivating who can I be the best version of now to show up every now. So whether that's family, friends, business, fitness, any type of cultivation, relationships, emotionally, mentally, is that study? Is that the teacher? Is that teacher and study? Is that, being meditative, being patient, being stoic? There's so many different levels to the journey as the destination. And this is really it, guys. So this is the journey. The journey is the destination. The obstacle is the way. Whatever obstacle's in your way is the way. You must learn the obstacle and be like, you know what? Maybe I need to revive. Maybe this is showing me that I should stop being angry because I'm being angry every time this obstacle comes up. And it's actually starting to teach me this is the way. This is the way that I'm supposed to learn this obstacle. The lesson is the path. So maybe you're on the path and you keep going down the same type of thing. And you're supposed to cultivate a new perpetuating cycle of neurosynapses. You're supposed to train your brain. You're supposed to train your neurons. And as you start perpetuating that positive cycle, okay, then you have positive feedback loops within the brain and the neurochemistry. And then it becomes easier. Waking up early becomes easier. Working out becomes easier. PRing becomes easier. Eating clean becomes easier. Studying, organization, calendars, meal prep, all of it becomes easier because you started with small disciplines, and we're grateful for small disciplines in the now.